Whatever happened when Kevin Pillar struck out in the top of the 7th inning of the latest unsightly Blue Jays loss to the Atlanta Braves, he was quick to apologize. And if teammate Jose Bautista offended anybody with his latest bat flip, what appeared to be an act of frustration given that it came late in the 8-4 loss at SunTrust Park on Thursday night, he's talking contrite as well. But however you want to digest the fireworks late in the third consecutive loss to the Braves this week, the Jays' reputation as villains no doubt will escalate in some quarters around the baseball world. It was immature, it was stupid, it was uncalled for, Pillar said about the altercation that seemed to begin with him objecting to a quick pitch, but also included, at minimum, some choice words for Braves pitcher Jason Mott. It's part of the game, it's just I'm a competitive guy and, it was, heat of the moment. Obviously, I'm going to do whatever I've got to do to reach out and apologize and let him know he didn't do anything wrong. It was all me. Pillar went on to say that he was frustrated by the Jays' recent skid after the team seemed to turn fortunes in the right direction with a 5-game winning streak. And if that's what caused him to boil over, he says he hopes to better control himself in the future. It's not a good look for me, it's not a good look for our team, and it's something that happens when you're competitive, Pillar said. You do your best to reach out to the other side, tell them that you're sorry and you try to move on from it. More than anything, it's just a little frustration of how the series has been going and it came out in one play. It was certainly an infuriating night all around for the Jays, who watched starter Joe Biaggi give up 6 runs in the first inning and essentially end things before they even got started on a heated night in hot later. They chipped away at the lead, most notably by a 2-run Justin Smoke homer in the 4th, but were never truly in it after Biaggi had allowed all 6 runs without even recording a single out. Give credit to Pillar for stepping up and addressing the altercation, even if he was still clearly bothered by it, however. Something to learn from, something to move on from, Pillar said. Don't let it define me, but really I think it was just frustration from coming off a really good homestand and really just not even being in any of these ball games. Not being able to build on what we able to do, in a 4-game sweep over Seattle. That just all came out in that moment. As Pillar and Mott jawed, both dugouts and bullpens emptied, though cooler heads prevailed. For a short time, anyway. With his team trailing 8-3 and the frustration building, Bautista rocked his 6th homer of the season in the bottom of the 8th and then let loose with the type of display that makes him despised in ballparks not named the Rogers Center. Bautista admired the homer for perhaps a second too long and then flip-tossed his bat in the manner that has cast him as a villain around the baseball world. Afterwards, Bautista cited the heat of the moment line as well, though seemed contrite. I understand why, the Braves, would be upset in that situation and I just told them how I felt, Bautista said. Basically just let them know that I wasn't trying to show up anybody and hopefully it's in the past. It has nothing to do with frustration, but it was definitely not something that was fitting for the moment. Bautista is of the belief that, reacting to home run celebrations is a thing of the past, a view shared by Jays manager John Gibbons. Was it something anybody hasn't seen before? The manager asked post-game. I think it's part of the game, the emotion, Bautista said. Sometimes it's fitting in the game. Sometimes it's not. Just like people celebrate after defensive plays and big strikeouts, I think it's part of the game and we're all getting used to it. And then the kicker from Bautista, that could perhaps count as an explanation for both incidents. Sometimes our competitive juices come out in the wrong moment, Bautista said. We have to deal with it between the lines like men. I feel like I did that and hopefully that's enough. We'll see about that, of course, when the two teams wrap up the two-game mini-series on Thursday night at the new Braves home.